Welcome back, Earth Explorers, to another explainer. I am so incredibly pumped to have you here today because we're going on a journey to explore one of the absolute most powerful, most spectacular, and honestly most jaw-dropping features our planet has to offer. We're talking about mountains that literally shoot liquid fire into the sky.
Here's our expedition map for today. We'll cover 1. What even is a volcano? 2. Why do they explode? 3. Where are they found? 4. Crazy volcano facts. 5. How to make your own mini volcano. And 6. An expedition recap.
All right, first stop on the map. What even is a volcano?
Okay, so first things first, what exactly is a volcano? It's basically a giant opening in the Earth's surface. Think of it like a huge rocky door. And behind that door, well, that's where you'll find magma, which is super hot, completely melted rock that lives deep, deep underground. Because of the intense heat way down inside the Earth, solid rock melts into this thick, glowing liquid. And because there's so much of it, that magma is constantly moving, shifting, and always looking for a way out.
Now here's the cool part. The Earth actually has layers, kind of like a hard-boiled egg. The outside layer is called the crust. That's the ground we walk on every single day, just like the thin shell. Underneath that is the mantle, which is a thick, gooey layer of super hot rock, just like the egg white. And right in the very middle, the core. The core is so hot, it's actually hotter than the surface of the sun. All that insane heat underground creates our magma. And when that magma finds a crack or a weak spot in the Earth's crust, it pushes its way through, and boom! That is exactly where a brand new volcano is born.
Which brings us to part 2. Why do volcanoes explode?
Okay, so now the big question. Why do some of these mountains suddenly explode so dramatically? Here's my absolute favorite way to explain it. Have you ever taken a bottle of soda, shaken it up as hard as you can, and then tried to open the cap really, really fast? Think about that pressure building up beneath your fingers. What happens next?
Boom! It just explodes everywhere, right? Fizz all over your face, all over your shirt, just a total mess. Well, believe it or not, magma works the exact same way. Deep underground, magma has a ton of gases trapped inside it, kind of like the tiny carbonation bubbles in your soda. As the magma pushes up toward the surface of the Earth, those trapped gases start to escape and expand really, really fast. The pressure builds and builds and builds, and when there's finally too much pressure, boom, the volcano erupts.
The magma just shoots right out of the top. Now, a quick science fact. Once that magma comes out of the volcano and hits the air, we give it a brand new name. We call it lava. And get this, lava can reach temperatures of 1200 degrees Celsius. That is literally hot enough to melt solid metal. So yeah, definitely do not touch it.
Moving right along to part 3. Where are volcanoes found?
Now here's something really interesting. These spectacular mountains of fire don't just pop up randomly anywhere on Earth. Most volcanoes are actually found in a special, highly active zone called the Ring of Fire. It's basically a giant, glowing loop of volcanoes circling the outer edges of the Pacific Ocean, which is the biggest ocean on Earth. It's like a massive necklace of volcanoes that touches countries like Japan, Indonesia, and even runs right through Washington state. To put that into perspective, around 75% of all the world's volcanoes are found right there in the Ring of Fire. That means 3 out of every 4 volcanoes on the entire planet are packed into this one specific zone. It is a wildly active part of our Earth. Pretty wild, right?
All right, section 4. Crazy volcano facts.
Okay, Earth Explorers, put your detective hats on because this is my favorite part. Fact time, and these are really good ones. Fact number 1, the biggest volcano in our entire solar system isn't even on Earth, it's on Mars. It's this massive volcano called Olympus Mons, and it is almost 3 times taller than Mount Everest. 3 times! Can you even imagine a mountain that huge?
Fact number 2. Volcanoes can actually create new land. The entire Hawaiian island chain was made by underwater volcanoes that just kept erupting over millions of years, piling up lava until the land poked out above the ocean surface. Hawaii literally came from a volcano. Fact number 3. As you are watching this explainer, there are volcanoes erupting completely underwater right at the bottom of the ocean, and you would never even know it. Fact number 4. Volcanic ash can travel thousands of kilometers in the air. Back in 2010, an eruption in Iceland created an ash cloud so massive it shut down airports across all of Europe for days.
And fact number 5 brings us to a very important word: dormant. Some volcanoes haven't erupted in thousands of years, and we call those dormant volcanoes. But here's the secret: dormant just means sleeping. These volcanoes aren't dead. They are just taking a very, very long nap.
Okay, part 5. Make your own mini volcano. So here's the part I know you've all been waiting for. You can actually make your very own mini volcano right at home, and it is super easy. Here's what you're going to need: a plastic bottle, some baking soda, regular white vinegar, a little bit of red food coloring, and just a squirt of ordinary dish soap.
Here's what you do. First, and most importantly, put that empty bottle on a baking tray. Seriously, trust me on this. It gets incredibly messy. Next, put 3 big spoons of baking soda inside the bottle. Then, add a few drops of your red food coloring and a nice squirt of dish soap. Now for the grand finale. Slowly pour in the vinegar and stand back. Your mini volcano will immediately start bubbling, foaming, and flowing over the sides, just like real lava.
And here is the actual science behind that awesome fizz. The baking soda and the vinegar react together chemically to create a gas called carbon dioxide, and they do it really, really fast. And just like the trapped gases inside real magma, that carbon dioxide gas expands and pushes everything up and out of the bottle. Science is just so cool. You've absolutely got to try this experiment over the weekend.
And finally, Section 6, our expedition recap.
So, just to bring it all together, what did we learn today? We learned that volcanoes are giant openings in the Earth's crust where superhot magma escapes. They erupt violently because of building gas pressure, just like that shaken soda bottle. Most of them hang out along the massive ring of fire. And, most importantly, volcanoes have shaped our planet in incredible ways. And they are still shaping our world right this very second.
And that, Earth Explorers, is the amazing story of volcanoes. One of the most powerful, most spectacular things our planet does. If you learned something new today, definitely smash that like button. It really helps other curious kids find these explainers. Next week, we're trading the extreme heat for the extreme cold, and we're diving deep, really deep, into the ocean. Which leaves me with a question for you to think about until then. In a place so dark and so extreme, what weird, dark, mysterious creatures are living down there? Keep exploring, and I'll see you next time.